When was the last time you went for a walk? Not to get somewhere, but just to enjoy it.
Emily's about to make everyone feel guilty about their walking habits. Before we even introduce ourselves.
Not guilty, inspired. Welcome back to the English podcast for listening and speaking. I'm Emily.
And I'm Brian, here to keep Emily's walking enthusiasm balanced with practical English learning.
Today we're exploring something so simple yet so powerful that most people completely overlook it. Walking.
Walking is probably the most underrated form of exercise and stress relief available to almost everyone.
Brian thinks I'm obsessed with walking, but honestly, it's changed my life in ways I never expected.
Emily counts her steps to the mailbox and calls it a fitness achievement.
Hey, every step counts. But seriously, walking is incredible cardio that improves your circulation naturally.
Cardio means cardiovascular exercise, activities that strengthen your heart and improve blood flow.
And circulation refers to how blood moves through your body, bringing oxygen to your muscles and brain.
See how Emily immediately connects walking to health benefits? This is going to be educational and motivational.
Because walking isn't just moving from point A to point B. It's medicine, therapy, and adventure rolled into one.
Emily's making walking sound like a miracle cure for everything wrong with modern life.
It kind of is. When I take a brisk walk, I feel energized, creative, and connected to my surroundings.
Brisk walk means walking at a fast, energetic pace that gets your heart pumping a little harder.
Perfect example of present simple tense right there. I take a brisk walk describes my regular habit.
Present simple is what we use for habits and routines. Like, I walk every day, or I usually stroll in the park.
Usually is an adverb of frequency. It tells us how often something happens.
Emily's so passionate about walking that she's already teaching grammar through her personal examples.
Can't help it. Grammar is everywhere in real conversation, especially when talking about daily habits.
And Emily's daily habits apparently revolve around various forms of walking at different speeds and intensities.
Today we'll explore walking for physical health, mental wellness, social connection, and building sustainable habits.
Plus, we'll practice present simple tense and adverbs of frequency naturally through real conversation about movement.
No boring textbook grammar, just authentic English for discussing something everyone can relate to.
Emily promises authentic conversation, but she'll probably get emotional about the psychological benefits of nature walks.
Maybe, but first let's engage our amazing community. How often do you walk each week?
Comment below using an adverb of frequency. I always walk. I sometimes walk. Or I rarely walk.
Don't be embarrassed if you rarely walk. We're here to inspire, not judge anyone's current habit.
Emily will find a way to make even the shortest daily walks sound like significant lifestyle improvements.
Because they are. Whether you stroll leisurely or march briskly, movement benefits your entire system.
Stroll means to walk slowly and casually, usually for pleasure rather than specific exercise goals.
And leisurely describes doing something in a relaxed, unhurried way, like a leisurely stroll through your neighborhood.
Emily's painting walking as this profound, life-enhancing activity instead of basic human locomotion.
It can be profound. Some walks are purely functional, but others clear your mind and lift your spirits.
Emily's grocery store trips apparently have deeper meaning than my utilitarian approach to errands.
They could have deeper meaning if you paid attention to how walking affects your mood and energy.
That's actually interesting. Mindful walking versus automatic walking create completely different experiences.
Impressed. Exactly. When I walk mindfully, I notice my breathing, posture, and how each step feels on different surfaces.
Emily's transforming basic sidewalk navigation into a full sensory meditation practice.
Why not maximize every opportunity? If you're walking anyway, why not get mental and physical benefits?
Emily optimizes everything, including her relationship with pavement and park paths.
Speaking of optimization, do you track your step count or just walk intuitively?
Impressed. Step count refers to the number of steps you take daily, usually measured by smartphone apps or fitness devices.
I don't obsess over numbers, but step count data shows interesting patterns about activity levels throughout the week.
Emily says she doesn't obsess, but she definitely checks her step count multiple times daily.
Okay, I check it sometimes. But tracking can motivate people to walk more, which builds endurance gradually.
Endurance means your ability to sustain physical activity over time without excessive fatigue.
And walking is perfect for building endurance because it's low-impact exercise that's gentle on joints.
Low impact describes exercise that doesn't stress your bones and joints, like running or jumping activities.
Exactly. Walking provides cardiovascular benefits without harsh impact on knees, hips, or ankles.
Emily's positioning walking as the ideal exercise for everyone, from children to senior citizens.
It basically is. Almost anyone can walk at some level, and you adjust intensity based on fitness and goals.
Before Emily convinces everyone to abandon gyms and become professional pedestrians, let's preview today's journey.
We'll explore walking for physical health, mental clarity, social bonding, and creating sustainable movement habits.
Plus practical English for discussing exercise routines, health benefits, and frequency of daily activities.
And if this sounds valuable already, hit that like button and share with someone who needs walking inspiration.
Whether you're already a daily walker or someone who's been sitting too much lately, today has something for you.
So lace up those shoes, mentally or literally, and let's explore the wonderful world of walking together.
Let's start with the obvious question. What exactly does walking do for your physical health?
Oh my goodness, where do I even begin? Walking transforms your entire cardiovascular system.
Emily's about to list every possible health benefit, like walking is some kind of medical miracle.
It kind of is. I walk every morning to clear my head, but the physical benefits happen automatically.
Notice Emily's grammar there. I walk every morning uses present simple to describe her daily habit.
Right. And the amazing thing is that even a gentle 20-minute walk gets your heart pumping more efficiently.
Emily makes it sound like your heart suddenly becomes an Olympic athlete after one neighborhood stroll.
Not Olympic level, but definitely stronger. Regular walking improves your cardiovascular endurance over time.
Cardiovascular endurance means your heart and lungs become more efficient at delivering oxygen throughout your body.
Exactly. And unlike high-impact exercise, walking is gentle enough to do every single day without injury risk.
Emily's discovered the holy grail of exercise. Maximum benefits with minimum joint destruction.
That's actually a perfect way to describe it. Walking is low impact, so your knees and hips stay happy.
I usually walk after lunch to help my digestion, and I've noticed it really does make me feel lighter.
I usually walk after lunch. Another perfect present simple example with the frequency adverb usually.
Emily turns every casual comment into a grammar lesson, but she's right about post-meal walking benefits.
Walking after eating helps your digestive system process food more efficiently and prevents that sluggish feeling.
So walking is simultaneously cardiovascular exercise, joint-friendly movement, and digestive aid?
Plus, it improves circulation throughout your entire body, bringing fresh blood to muscles and organs.
Circulation again. The movement of blood through your arteries, veins, and capillaries.
When circulation improves, you feel more energized because oxygen reaches every part of your body more effectively.
Emily's describing walking like it's a full-body tune-up that costs nothing and requires no special equipment.
Because it basically is. You just need comfortable shoes and the willingness to put one foot in front of the other.
Emily's making the rest of the fitness industry sound unnecessarily complicated and expensive.
Maybe it is. Why pay for a gym membership when you can get incredible cardio benefits just by walking regularly?
Cardio. Short for cardiovascular exercise that strengthens your heart and improves stamina.
And the best part about walking for cardio is that you can adjust the intensity based on your fitness level.
True. A leisurely stroll provides some benefits, while a brisk walk delivers more intensive cardiovascular training.
I love how brisk walk sounds so much more achievable than intense workout session.
Emily prefers her exercise vocabulary to sound inviting rather than intimidating.
Exactly. A brisk walk feels friendly and manageable, even though it's providing serious health benefits.
And speaking of manageable, most fitness experts recommend just 30 minutes of walking most days of the week.
30 minutes? That's like one episode of a TV show, but instead of sitting, you're improving your entire health profile.
Emily just compared optimal weekly exercise to television consumption habits.
It's a useful comparison. People always say they don't have time to walk, but they have time for Netflix.
Emily's challenging everyone's time management priorities through walking advocacy.
I'm just being practical. If you can binge watch shows, you can definitely fit in daily walks.
And unlike entertainment, walking builds physical strength and endurance that improve your quality of life.
Endurance, your body's ability to sustain activity without getting exhausted quickly.
Emily's treating endurance like a superpower that walking gradually develops over time.
It kind of is a superpower. When your endurance improves, climbing stairs or carrying groceries becomes effortless.
Emily's promising that walking will transform mundane daily activities into feats of effortless strength.
Not effortless, but definitely easier. Better endurance means less fatigue during normal daily movement.
And better endurance comes from consistent walking, not necessarily long or intense walking sessions.
Right. I sometimes take short 10-minute walks, and those still contribute to building my overall fitness.
I sometimes take short walks. Present simple with sometimes, another frequency adverb.
Grammar is everywhere when you're talking about habits. I always, I usually, I sometimes, I rarely.
Emily's turning walking frequency into a complete adverb lesson.
Because it's natural. Everyone has different walking patterns. So frequency adverbs describe your personal routine perfectly.
Speaking of routines, let's talk about step count. Do you track your daily steps?
I do track my step count, but I don't let the numbers stress me if I have a low activity day.
Emily's relationship with step counting sounds surprisingly balanced for someone so enthusiastic about walking.
10,000 steps is a popular goal, but even 5,000 steps provide significant health benefits.
Emily's making step counting sound flexible rather than obsessive.
It should be flexible. Some days you naturally walk more, other days you walk less. Both are okay.
The key is consistency over perfection when building walking habits for health benefits.
Exactly. I walk regularly is more important than I walk perfectly. Consistency builds endurance gradually.
And gradual improvement prevents injury while still delivering cardiovascular and circulation benefits.
Plus, walking is so gentle that your body recovers quickly, so you can walk daily without overtraining.
Emily's found an exercise that provides maximum health benefits with minimum recovery time required.
That's why I love walking so much. It fits into any schedule and supports every aspect of physical wellness.
All right, listeners, time for your reflection question about walking and health benefits.
Do you prefer walking in the morning to energize your day or in the evening to unwind from stress?
Comment below and tell us when walking feels most beneficial for your physical and mental energy.
Maybe you're someone who walks throughout the day in shorter bursts, or maybe you prefer longer weekend walks.
Emily wants to hear about everyone's walking patterns and timing preferences.
Because there's no wrong way to incorporate walking into your life, just your way that works for your schedule and goals. Okay, we've talked about walking for physical health, but honestly, the mental benefits are what keep me coming back every day.
Emily's about to get emotional about how walking solves all psychological problems known to humanity.
Not all problems, but walking genuinely improves my mental health in ways I never expected when I started.
Mental health refers to your emotional and psychological well-being, how you feel mentally and emotionally.
When I'm stressed or overwhelmed, a simple 20-minute walk completely shifts my perspective and mood.
Emily's treating walking like a reset button for her entire emotional state.
It kind of is. I sometimes walk without my phone just to unplug from digital stress and mental noise.
I sometimes walk without my phone, Present simple with sometimes to describe Emily's occasional unplugged walking habit.
Exactly. And when I disconnect from technology during walks, my mind finally has space to process thoughts and feelings.
I never walk without music. Silence makes me focus too much on how tired my legs are getting.
Brian needs audio entertainment to distract from physical sensations, while I crave mental quiet.
I never walk without music. Another present simple example, but with never showing my complete dependence on audio.
Both approaches work. Some people find music energizing during walks, others find silence refreshing and meditative.
Refreshing means something that makes you feel renewed, energized, or mentally clearer.
Yes! Walking feels refreshing because it gives your mind a break from constant decision-making and problem-solving.
Emily's describing walking as therapy that doesn't require appointments or co-payments.
It basically is therapy. Walking reduces stress hormones and increases mood-boosting chemicals naturally.
That's actually scientifically accurate. Walking does trigger endorphin release and reduces cortisol levels.
See, my emotional experience has solid biological backing. Walking literally changes your brain chemistry.
Emily's personal walking testimonials align with actual research about exercise and mental health.
And the creativity boost from walking is incredible. I get my best ideas while strolling through parks.
Emily's claiming that walking turns her into some kind of creative genius.
Not a genius, but definitely more creative. There's something about rhythmic movement that unlocks mental flow.
Stroll again. That slow, relaxed walking pace that's perfect for thinking and reflection.
I usually stroll when I'm trying to solve problems or come up with new ideas for work projects.
I usually stroll. Present simple with usually, describing Emily's frequent creative walking habits.
The combination of gentle movement, fresh air, and changing scenery seems to stimulate different thinking patterns.
Emily's found a productivity hack that involves leaving her desk and walking around neighborhoods.
It's not just productivity. Walking helps process emotions too, especially when I'm feeling anxious or upset.
Emily's personal walking practice sounds like a comprehensive mental health maintenance program.
Maybe it is. When I'm emotionally overwhelmed, walking helps me sort through feelings without getting stuck in loops.
That makes sense. Physical movement can help break repetitive thought patterns and mental rumination.
Exactly. Instead of sitting and worrying, I walk and gradually work through whatever's bothering me.
And unlike indoor exercise, walking outdoors adds nature exposure, which has additional psychological benefits.
Yes! I often walk in parks or tree-lined streets because nature enhances the mental health benefits even more.
Emily's becoming emotional about trees and their contribution to psychological wellness.
I can't help it. There's something about being around green spaces that makes walking feel more healing.
Emily's discovered that combining movement with nature creates the ultimate stress relief experience.
Research supports this. Nature walks reduce anxiety and depression more than urban walking or indoor exercise.
So the environment matters as much as the movement itself for mental health benefits.
Right. Though honestly, any walking helps. Even pacing around my apartment when I'm feeling restless.
Emily's apartment pacing probably looks like anxious tiger behavior to her neighbors.
Maybe, but it works. Sometimes I just need to move my body to shift my mental state.
That's an important point. Walking doesn't require perfect conditions or beautiful locations to provide psychological benefits.
Exactly. I sometimes walk around parking lots or boring suburban streets when that's what's available.
Emily's proving that mental health walking is more about movement than scenic beauty.
The key is consistency, not perfection. I rarely skip my daily walks because they're so important for my emotional balance.
I rarely skip my daily walks. Present simple with rarely, showing how infrequently Emily misses her routine.
Grammar is everywhere. Always, usually, sometimes, rarely, never, all describe different walking frequencies.
Emily's collected frequency adverbs like they're Pokemon cards for describing walking habits.
Because they're so useful. Everyone's walking routine is different, so we need different frequency words.
And walking frequency for mental health doesn't need to be daily. Even occasional walks provide psychological benefits.
True, some people walk every day, others walk weekly, and both approaches support mental wellness differently.
Emily's being surprisingly flexible about walking schedules for someone who never misses her daily routine.
Because I want everyone to find their own walking rhythm. Mental health benefits happen regardless of perfect consistency.
Emily's encouraging people to walk in whatever way fits their lifestyle and psychological needs.
And speaking of psychological needs, let's hear from our community about their mental health walking experiences.
Comment below and tell us, do you feel calmer, more creative, or emotionally clearer after walking?
Maybe you've noticed that walking helps you process difficult emotions or come up with solutions to problems.
Or perhaps you're someone who walks specifically to manage stress, anxiety, or mental overwhelm.
Share your story. Mental health walking looks different for everyone, and we'd love to celebrate your discoveries.
Emily wants to start a walking therapy support group in our comments section.
Why not? If walking helps people feel better mentally and emotionally, let's talk about it openly.
Plus, sharing walking stories might inspire others to try movement for mental health benefits.
Exactly. Your walking experience might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today.
Walking for physical and mental health is great. But let's talk about the social side. Do you usually walk alone or with other people?
This topic gets me emotional because some of my most precious memories involve family walks when I was growing up.
Emily's about to share a heartwarming childhood story about the bonding power of sidewalk adventures.
Every Sunday after dinner, my entire family would take a leisurely stroll around our neighborhood, just talking and being together.
Leisurely stroll. That slow, relaxed walking pace perfect for conversation and connection with others.
Those walks weren't about exercise or step count. They were about spending quality time and sharing our week's experiences.
Emily's family turned post-meal walking into a weekly tradition for bonding and communication.
Exactly. And now I realize how brilliant that was. We got physical activity and family connection simultaneously.
Emily's parents accidentally created the perfect combination of fitness and family therapy.
Maybe they did. Walking together creates this natural rhythm for conversation that sitting at a table doesn't.
That's interesting. Walking side by side feels less intense than face-to-face conversation for many people.
Right. There's something about moving together that makes difficult topics easier to discuss naturally.
Emily's discovered that walking is basically couples therapy and family counseling in motion.
It works for friendships, too. I often walk with friends when we need to catch up or work through problems together.
Emily's entire social life apparently revolves around various forms of therapeutic pedestrian activities.
Not entirely, but walking does make conversations more relaxed and authentic somehow.
I usually walk alone because I prefer my own pace and music. But I can see how social walking has different benefits.
I usually walk alone. Present simple, with usually describing Brian's solitary walking preference.
And there's nothing wrong with solo walking. It provides personal reflection time that group walking doesn't offer.
Both approaches are valuable. Sometimes I walk alone for mental clarity, other times I walk with people for connection.
Emily's covering all possible walking scenarios to maximize both personal and social benefits.
Because walking is so versatile. You can adapt it for whatever you need. Solitude, socializing, or family bonding.
Emily's presenting walking as the Swiss Army knife of physical and social activities.
Why not? It's accessible, it's free, and it works for almost any social configuration you can imagine.
Speaking of social configurations, some cultures have really interesting walking traditions and customs.
Yes! In many countries, evening walks are a regular social activity where entire communities gather and stroll together.
Emily's about to give us a global tour of cultural walking practices and community traditions.
In some places, the evening passeggiata, or evening stroll, is a cherished daily ritual for socializing.
Passeggiata is an Italian tradition of leisurely evening walks where people see neighbors and catch up on community news.
Exactly. It's not about fitness. It's about community connection and maintaining social relationships.
Emily's romanticizing cultural walking traditions like they're the solution to modern social isolation.
Maybe they are. How often do we actually run into neighbors naturally in our car-dependent lifestyles?
Emily's challenging suburban social patterns through walking advocacy and cultural comparison.
Walking creates these accidental social encounters that you miss when you're always driving everywhere.
That's true. Walking makes you more visible and available for spontaneous conversations with people.
Plus, there's something about walking that makes people more approachable and friendly to each other.
Emily's claiming that walking transforms people into more social and neighborly versions of themselves.
It kind of does. People walking tend to make eye contact and say hello more than people in cars.
And then there are organized social walking activities, like walking groups and step count challenges.
Yes! Step count challenges with friends or coworkers turn individual walking into fun group competition.
Emily's enthusiasm for competitive step counting suggests she participates in these challenges regularly.
I do participate sometimes. It's motivating to see everyone's daily step count and encourage each other.
Emily's found a way to make walking simultaneously competitive and supportive through digital social features.
Technology can enhance social walking. You can share routes, compare progress, and celebrate achievements together.
Though I have to admit, some social walking venues are more appealing than others.
Oh no, Brian's about to criticize mall walking, isn't he?
Mall walking. People power walking through shopping centers like they're training for Olympic speed shopping.
Hey, don't mock mall walking. It's climate-controlled, safe, and provides social interaction for many people.
Emily's defending the athletic dignity of retail environment pedestrian exercise programs.
Mall walking serves important social functions, especially for older adults who want company and weather-protected routes.
Fine, Emily. You've convinced me that mall walking has legitimate social and practical benefits.
Every type of walking serves someone's needs. Solo, social, competitive, casual, indoor, outdoor, they're all valid.
And the beautiful thing is that walking adapts to whatever social situation you prefer or have available.
Right. I always walk with my dog. I sometimes walk with neighbors. I rarely walk in groups. All different, all good.
Present simple with frequency adverbs perfectly describes everyone's unique social walking patterns and preferences.
Because walking is personal. Some people need alone time, others crave community, and walking accommodates both perfectly.
Emily's celebrating the social flexibility of walking, like it's a revolutionary discovery about human connection.
Maybe it is revolutionary in our disconnected world to simply walk and talk with people regularly.
Emily's getting philosophical about walking as a remedy for modern social isolation and digital overwhelm.
But seriously, when's the last time you had a really good conversation while walking with someone you care about?
That's a great reflection question for our listeners about their social walking experiences.
Yes! Comment below and tell us, do you walk alone or with someone? What makes walking social for you?
Maybe you're someone who joins walking groups. Or maybe you prefer intimate family walks like Emily's childhood memories.
Or maybe you're a mall walker, a dog walking socializer, or a step counting challenger with friends.
Whatever your social walking style, we'd love to hear about how walking connects you with others or gives you valuable alone time. All right, we've covered why walking is amazing, but let's get practical. How do you actually make walking a consistent habit?
Oh, this is my favorite topic because habit building transforms walking from occasional activity into life-changing routine.
Emily's about to share her master plan for converting everyone into dedicated daily walkers through strategic habit formation.
Maybe I am. But seriously, the key to walking habits is starting small and being incredibly consistent.
Consistent means doing something regularly without skipping. Consistency builds stronger habits than intensity.
Exactly. I always walk to the bus stop instead of taking the shortest route, just to add extra steps naturally.
I always walk to the bus stop. Present simple with always, showing Emily's consistent transportation walking habit.
That's habit stacking. I attach walking to something I already do every day, so it becomes automatic.
Emily's turning necessary transportation into sneaky additional exercise through route optimization.
It's not sneaky, it's smart. Why take the direct route when a longer walking route provides cardio benefits?
Emily's redefined efficiency to include cardiovascular exercise in daily navigation decisions.
And habit stacking works for any routine. I usually take a stroll after dinner to help digestion and wind down.
I usually take a stroll after dinner. Present simple, with usually describing Emily's evening walking routine.
See how grammar and habits work together? Present simple describes what we do regularly, and frequency adverbs show how often.
Emily's discovered that grammar lessons naturally emerge from discussing personal walking routines and consistency patterns.
Because habits are grammar in action. I always, I usually, I sometimes. That's how we describe routine behaviors.
Let's practice this with our listeners. Repeat after me. I walk every day.
Great. Now try, I sometimes walk in the park.
And here's my personal favorite. I never walk without my headphones.
Brian's sneaking his music dependency into the grammar drill.
It's not dependency, it's preference. But let's continue. I usually walk after lunch.
Perfect. And I rarely skip my morning walk.
Emily's using grammar practice to reinforce positive walking habits through repetition and spoken commitment.
Language shapes behavior. When you say, I always walk after work, you're programming yourself to maintain that routine.
That's actually smart psychology. Verbal commitment to habits increases the likelihood of following through consistently.
Right. And speaking of consistency, let's talk about realistic step count goals for building walking habits.
Emily's about to recommend specific daily step targets, like she's a personal fitness coordinator.
I'm just being practical. Most people aim for 10,000 steps, but 5,000 steps is a great starting point.
Step count. The number of steps you take daily, usually tracked by phone apps or fitness devices.
The important thing is choosing a step count goal that feels challenging but achievable for your current fitness level.
Emily's advocating for personalized step counting, rather than one-size-fits-all walking prescriptions.
Exactly. Some days I reach 12,000 steps. Other days, I barely hit 7,000. Both are fine.
Emily's surprisingly relaxed about step count fluctuations for someone who tracks her daily movement so carefully.
Because perfection kills habits. It's better to walk inconsistently than to give up completely because you missed one day.
Emily's applying sustainable habit psychology to walking routine maintenance and long-term consistency.
And here's a game changer. Taking walking breaks at work instead of sitting for hours straight.
Workplace walking breaks improve both physical health and mental productivity throughout the workday.
I set a timer to remind myself to walk around the office every hour, even if it's just 2 minutes.
Emily's turned her work schedule into a series of mini walking appointments with productivity benefits.
Why not? Those short walks prevent stiffness, boost energy, and help me think more clearly during work tasks.
I set a timer to walk every hour. Present simple, describing Emily's consistent workplace walking routine.
Grammar is everywhere when you're building habits. Present simple describes what you do regularly to maintain routines.
And workplace walking habits are especially important for people with sedentary jobs who sit most of the day.
Exactly. Even short walking breaks combat the negative health effects of prolonged sitting and improve circulation.
Emily's treating brief office walks like essential medicine for counteracting desk job health risks.
Because movement is medicine. And building walking habits doesn't require huge time commitments or major schedule changes.
Emily's promising that walking habits fit into anyone's lifestyle, with minimal disruption to existing routines.
They really do. 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there. Small walking sessions add up to significant health benefits.
And small walking habits are easier to maintain than ambitious exercise programs that require major lifestyle overhauls.
Right. I always take the stairs. I usually park farther away. I sometimes walk during phone calls. Tiny habits, big impact.
Emily's collecting micro-walking habits like they're building blocks for comprehensive lifestyle transformation.
Because they are. Small, consistent walking habits create momentum for bigger health and fitness improvements over time.
And the beautiful thing about walking habits is that they improve your endurance gradually, without overwhelming your schedule.
Endurance. your ability to sustain physical activity over time, which walking builds slowly and naturally.
Emily's describing endurance development like it's a magical process that happens automatically through consistent walking.
It kind of is magical. Every walking session builds slightly better cardiovascular fitness and stamina.
And better endurance makes all daily activities easier, from carrying groceries to climbing stairs.
Which creates a positive cycle. Walking makes you stronger, strength makes walking easier, easier walking encourages more walking.
Emily's identified the self-reinforcing nature of walking habit development and fitness improvement.
Exactly. And here's the key. Start with whatever walking routine feels sustainable right now, not perfect.
Emily's prioritizing habit sustainability over initial habit intensity for long-term walking success.
Because perfect kills progress. Better to walk imperfectly every day than to plan perfect walks that never happen.
And speaking of planning, let's get specific with our listeners about building their personal walking habits.
Yes, it's time for some practical commitment and goal setting for the week ahead.
Comment below and tell us, what walking habit will you build this week?
Will you try a morning walk to energize your day, an evening walk to unwind from stress, or a weekend stroll for leisure?
Maybe you'll commit to workplace walking breaks, step count goals, or walking instead of driving for short trips.
Whatever you choose, make it specific and achievable. I will walk for 15 minutes every morning before work.
Emily wants public accountability for everyone's walking habit commitments through comment section declarations.
Yes! Public commitment increases follow-through, and we want to celebrate your walking success stories next week.
Plus, sharing your walking goals might inspire other listeners to build similar habits for their health and well-being.
Your walking routine could be exactly the motivation someone else needs to get moving and build their own walking habit. Okay, everyone, we've been using present simple and frequency adverbs naturally all episode, so let's do a proper grammar workshop.
Emily's about to turn our walking podcast into an impromptu English lesson with live grammar demonstrations.
Exactly, but not boring textbook grammar, real practical grammar that you actually use when talking about walking habits.
Present simple is the tense we use for habits, routines, and things we do regularly or repeatedly.
Right, like when I say, I walks every morning. Wait, that doesn't sound right.
Emily just demonstrated the classic present simple mistake. It's I walk every morning, not I walks.
Oops. See, even native speakers make grammar errors when we're not paying attention to the rules.
The rule is simple. With I, you, we, and they, use the base form of the verb. I walk, you walk, we walk.
And with he, she, and it, you add an S. He walks, she walks, it walks.
Emily's recovered from her grammar mistake and is now confidently explaining verb conjugation patterns.
Let's practice. Everyone repeat after me. I walk every day.
Come on, listeners. Say it out loud. I walk every day.
Perfect. Now try, I sometimes walk in the park.
I sometimes walk in the park. Notice how sometimes is an adverb of frequency that tells us how often?
Adverbs of frequency are words that describe how often you do something. Always, usually, sometimes, rarely, never.
Emily's listing frequency adverbs like they're her personal favorite collection of useful English words.
They are useful. Everyone has different walking routines, so you need different frequency words to describe your habits accurately.
Let's practice with my personal favorite. I never walk without my headphones.
Repeat after Brian, everyone. I never walk without my headphones.
Notice that never comes before the main verb walk. That's the typical position for frequency adverbs.
Right. The pattern is subject plus frequency adverb plus main verb. I always walk, I usually walk, I sometimes walk.
Emily's turning grammar patterns into easily memorable formulas without making them sound like mathematical equations.
Because grammar should feel natural. When you talk about walking habits, these patterns happen automatically in conversation.
Let's try another one. I usually walk after lunch to help my digestion.
Everyone repeat. I usually walk after lunch to help my digestion.
Perfect. Usually shows that this is Brian's frequent, but not absolute habit. Most days, but not every single day.
And let me try again without making mistakes. She rarely walks without checking her step count first.
Emily's describing herself in third person, while demonstrating correct grammar usage.
I had to redeem myself after that I walks disaster. But seriously, rarely means almost never, but not quite never.
Emily's providing subtle vocabulary distinctions between frequency adverbs and their specific meaning differences.
Because precision matters. Sometimes is different from usually, and rarely is different from never.
Let's practice the complete frequency range. Repeat after me. I always walk to work.
I always walk to work. Always means 100% of the time, without exception.
Now, I usually walk for exercise.
Everyone say, I usually walk for exercise. Usually means most of the time, like 80% or 90%.
I sometimes walk in bad weather.
Repeat. I sometimes walk in bad weather. Sometimes means occasionally, maybe 30 or 40% of the time.
I rarely walk without complaining about my legs being tired.
Brian's getting personal with his grammar examples. Everyone say, I rarely walk without complaining.
Rarely means almost never, like 10% of the time or less. Very infrequent behavior.
And finally, I never walk in thunderstorms because I'm not completely crazy.
Everyone repeat. I never walk in thunderstorms. Never means 0% of the time. Absolutely not ever.
Perfect. Now you have the complete frequency spectrum from always to never for describing any habit accurately.
Emily's provided a comprehensive frequency vocabulary toolkit for precise habit description in English.
And here's the beautiful thing. You can use this grammar pattern for any habit, not just walking.
I always brush my teeth. I sometimes eat vegetables. I never watch horror movies. Same grammar pattern.
Exactly. Present simple plus frequency adverbs work for describing any regular behavior or routine activity.
But let's keep it walking focused. What are some walking sentences you could create with this grammar pattern?
I always wear comfortable shoes when I walk. Present simple with always.
She usually walks faster than I do. Third person with usually. And notice walks has an S.
We sometimes walk together on weekends. Plural subject with sometimes.
Emily and I are creating a walking grammar sentence collection for comprehensive pattern practice.
Why not? Grammar is everywhere in real conversation, especially when talking about personal habits and routines.
And speaking of personal habits, it's time for our listeners to practice creating their own grammar sentences.
Yes! Comment below and write one sentence about walking using present simple and a frequency adverb.
For example, I always walk my dog in the morning. Or, I rarely walk without music.
Don't worry about making mistakes. That's how we learn. Even native speakers mess up grammar sometimes.
Emily's encouraging imperfect practice over perfect silence when it comes to using English grammar actively.
Exactly. The goal is communication, not perfection. Use present simple and frequency adverbs to describe your real walking habits.
Emily wants our comment section to become a grammar practice laboratory for walking-related sentence construction.
Yes, your grammar practice helps other listeners see different examples of present simple with frequency adverbs in action.
Plus, writing your own sentences reinforces the grammar pattern better than just reading or hearing examples passively.
So grab your phone, write a walking sentence with a frequency adverb, and share it with our community.
Whether you always walk, sometimes walk, or rarely walk, tell us about it using perfect present simple grammar.
Well, everyone, we've covered so much ground today, both literally in terms of walking and figuratively in terms of learning.
Emily's making puns about covering ground in a walking episode. Her humor matches her enthusiasm for pedestrian activities.
I couldn't resist. But seriously, we've explored walking for physical health, mental wellness, social connection, and habit formation.
Plus, we've practiced present simple and frequency adverbs naturally while talking about real walking experiences and routines.
That's what I love about language learning. Grammar becomes meaningful when it describes your actual life and habits.
I always walk after dinner. I sometimes walk with friends. I rarely walk without music. These aren't just grammar exercises.
They're real statements about personal routines, preferences, and lifestyle choices that walking makes possible.
Emily's getting philosophical about the intersection of grammar instruction and authentic personal expression.
Maybe I am, but language should reflect real life, and walking is such a universal human experience.
Emily's convinced that walking is the perfect topic for combining English practice with lifestyle improvement simultaneously.
It really is. Everyone walks somehow, somewhere, for some reason. So everyone can relate to walking vocabulary and grammar.
And the beautiful thing is that improving your English and improving your walking habits support each other.
Exactly. When you practice saying, "I walk every day," you're reinforcing both grammar patterns and healthy behavior commitment.
Emily's discovered that language learning and habit formation use similar psychological mechanisms for building consistency.
Repetition, practice, and gradual improvement, whether you're learning grammar or building walking routines.
Emily's found the universal principles underlying both linguistic competency and physical wellness development.
I just think it's beautiful when learning enhances living, and living enhances learning.
On that surprisingly poetic note, let's talk about our community challenge for this week.
Yes! We want to combine everything we've discussed today into one practical, achievable weekly goal.
The challenge is simple. Walk somewhere this week and practice describing your walking experience using present simple and frequency adverbs.
For example, after your walk, you could say, "I usually feel more energized after walking," or "I always notice different details when I walk slowly."
Emily is turning the community challenge into a grammar and mindfulness exercise combined with physical activity.
Because all three work together. Walking mindfully, thinking about your experience, and expressing it in English.
Emily's created a holistic wellness challenge that addresses physical fitness, mental awareness, and language skills simultaneously.
Why separate them when they naturally connect? Walking gives you experiences to describe, and describing experiences reinforces grammar patterns.
And speaking of experiences, we want to hear about your walking adventures and grammar practice in the comments.
Share a sentence about your walking experience using present simple and a frequency adverb, like, "I rarely walk without taking photos."
Or, "I sometimes walk to think about problems at work." Or, "I always walk faster when I'm running late."
The possibilities are endless, because everyone has unique walking experiences and personal routine patterns.
Emily's encouraging infinite creative variations on walking-related grammar sentence construction and personal storytelling.
Exactly. Your walking story could inspire someone else to try new routes, walking partners, or habit-building strategies.
Plus, sharing grammar sentences helps other learners see different examples of present simple and frequency adverbs in authentic contexts.
And maybe, just maybe, our community challenge will help someone discover both the joy of walking and the clarity of English grammar.
Emily's hoping for double transformation: lifestyle improvement through walking and language improvement through practice.
Because small changes create big results over time, whether you're building walking habits or grammar confidence.
Emily's ending our episode with inspirational optimism about the cumulative power of consistent, small improvements.
Someone has to be optimistic around here. Brian's too busy being sarcastic about my enthusiasm.
Hey, my sarcasm and your enthusiasm balance each other perfectly. Like walking partners with different paces.
That's actually a lovely metaphor. Different styles, same direction, mutual support.
Speaking of support, thank you all for walking with us through today's episode.
Keep walking, keep practicing, and keep sharing your experiences with our amazing community.
Until next time, may your steps be steady and your grammar be correct.
And may your walking bring you health, happiness, and perfect present simple sentences.
Emily's final blessing sounds like a greeting card for English learning fitness enthusiasts.
Why not? Walking and grammar both deserve celebration.
Happy walking, everyone!